Miracle of Bern, 1954. The 1954 Switzerland Cup became perhaps the highest-scoring tournament in football history, 5.38 goals per match. Hungary was the invincible team of the era, unbeaten for 4 years, having crushed West Germany 8-3 in the group stage. Nobody predicted that the final would change everything. In rainy Bern, West Germany came back from 2-0 down and won the match 3-2. That final, which went down in history as the Miracle of Bern, proved once again that football is greater than any written rule. The pitch never tells the same story as the scoreline on paper. The wizard Pelé takes the stage, 1958. Football was powerful before the 1958 Sweden Cup, but it was not yet a cult. That year, it became one. There was a 17-year-old boy in the Brazilian squad. Everyone called him Pelé. In the semi-final against France, he scored 3 goals, 2 more in the final against Sweden. Brazil won 5-2. When the camera closed in on his face, the world saw that boy crying for the first time. Crying from joy, from gratitude, from thinking of his mother and father. French striker Just Fontaine made a different kind of history at that tournament. He scored 13 goals in a single tournament. Yes, that record has still never been broken. The Battle of Santiago and Maracanã's Revenge, 1962. The 1962 Chile Cup was remembered as the most brutal tournament in football history. The group match between Italy and Chile went down in history as the Battle of Santiago. Punches, kicks, and chaos ruled the pitch. The concept of professionalism was not yet widespread. That match became the godfather of the red and yellow card system. Brazil, despite losing Pelé to injury, remained unbeaten and became champions for the second time. The Samba dancers now carried the title of the world's greatest football nation without question. Champions on football's home soil, 1966. The English had invented football, but since 1950, they had not even reached a semi-final of any World Cup. This was eating them up considerably. In 1966, they became champions on their own soil at Wembley. The final ended 4-2, but a goal remained disputed to this day. There was no technology to determine whether the ball had crossed the line. The Soviet linesman said goal, and England became world champions. Years later, research proved the ball had not crossed the line by 6 centimeters, but the trophy had already been handed over. There was another fascinating detail about that cup. It was stolen from its display case, and a week later found by a dog named Pickles, buried under bushes in a London park. Football history is not written only on the pitch. The magic of color screens, 1970. The 1970 Mexico Cup was the peak of football's love affair with television. Broadcast in color and live for the first time. Yellow and red cards arrived with this tournament. Substitute players were allowed for the first time. And when Brazil took to the pitch in that golden jersey, billions were glued to their screens. Pelé, Tostão, Rivellino, Jairzinho. This squad was remembered as one of the most beautiful football teams in history. Brazil beat Italy 4-1 in the final and became the permanent owner of the Jules Rimet Trophy, winning it for the 3rd time. The trophy went to Brazil's museum, but it was stolen in 1983 and never found again. Total Football and the Orange, 1974. The World Cup now had a new trophy. The icon designed by Italian artist Silvio Gazzaniga with 2 figures holding up the world. And there was a new philosophy of football, Holland's total football. Led by Johan Cruyff, the Oranje were a footballing miracle, playing in every position on the pitch, constantly transforming space. West Germany beat them 2-1 in the final, but the tournament was always associated with Holland. Cruyff said years later, "Perhaps the real winners are us. The world remembers us more." Champions. Under the shadow of politics,